Okay guys, so this weekend I've hit a 15-0 and there was a lot of change in my mentality and the way that I was playing the game. So I want to share that with you guys today. If you enjoy this style of video, please do leave a like to show me that you want to see some more. Subscribe and I'll make sure that you get some of the best educational content to help you improve as a player. Comment any questions down below and let's get into it. If you need the cheapest FC25 coins to build your super team, then check out MMOEXP by clicking the link down below and use code JambooUK for 5% off. Okay guys, so as you can see, we're playing an Elite Division game. We're 979 skill rating at the minute, and I'm just going to be giving you my thought process whilst in a game, everything that I'm thinking and doing at the highest level, so that hopefully you can take something from this video and add it into your own game and learn something. That is the idea. I do these videos every so often and you guys normally really enjoy them, so we're going to go with the same again. Obviously fresh off a 15-0, which is always nice. If you're interested in the tactics I'm using, I did upload them yesterday, so you can check those out. Okay, so we are going into the game, and like I said earlier, I've sort of had a change of mentality, you know, the way I'm playing the game. The more I've been playing this, the more I've sort of learned that this game just is slow. So when I'm trying to force the ball forward quickly, attack with pace and things like that, it just doesn't quite work. You've got to play the game at the pace that the game allows you to play it at. So that is what I'm going to try and teach in this video. Got to make sure that we're marking these runs in behind. We will use the second man press here whilst marking the middle. Those Travellas are absolutely useless now, 95% of the time. So here, we're just taking our time. I say that as we lose the ball. Adama Traore is a bit of an issue. But in general, you want to be taking your time here. So playing the ball out of the back, something you've got to be very, very careful doing. It's hard on this game because the game is so clunky that it's very common to make issues, you know, where you lose the ball and just essentially give your opponent a free chance, which is what we're trying to limit here. So what I've been taking the approach of doing is just building up at a much slower pace. Obviously, this is not foot champs. This is the Elite Division. We're going to be playing against people who are better at pressing and all that sort of stuff. So it's not the same as playing foot champs, where I'm going to be better than basically every opponent I play in there. This is really tough matchups, so keep that in mind. Just recycling here. When there's nothing on, never be afraid to go back on this game. It's the way the game forces you to play. It's why it's so slow and negative, because you have to be very cautious. You cannot do anything really with pace. So that is exactly what you don't want to do. I've tried to force the ball forward with a driven pass, and it was just too direct. We're trying to use that R1 dribbling in the middle. Got to mark the run in behind. Saliba should win that every single day of the week. And then our priority, of course, is just making sure that we're not losing the ball. So we are recycling, looking to see if we've got anything down the line. Take our time there. We'll play the ball back to Frimpong. And then that was not meant for that player. That was meant for Pateas, I believe it was. Triggering our player on a run. Nothing really on. This guy's playing a really high line. So it's super difficult to break. We're using the mini-map just so I can get an idea of where players are free on the pitch. We use that R1 dribbling again. I've triggered Frimpong on a run here. I'm going to delay as long as possible and then play the ball over the top. Very unlucky with the time in there. But that one pattern of play is something that you guys are able to use very often, where you trigger your wing back on a run and then you fire the through ball over the top. It works a lot of the time. Just going to ball roll here, try and win the throw-in, and we do win it. Take our time on the throw-in again. Triggering runs just to try and get our players moving. You know, it's very static, the attacking AI on this game, which is one of the reasons you have to try and be slow and methodical as well. Nothing really on here either. Just take our time with the left stick. You can see this guy's pressing like an absolute madman, and it makes our life very, very difficult. Got to mark the run in behind. Going to head it back to the keeper here. That's always a safe option. If you're in like a 50-50 heading situation, never be afraid to just dink the ball back to your keeper. Works very well. Had a potential opportunity there. That one was a risk worth taking, because there is times where Adeyemi is just going to fly through there. Here, triggering runs once again, driven past to Adeyemi. We actually hold the ball up with the left trigger to shield it. And here, we're looking for any cutback opportunity. I went for an L1 sprint boost. Didn't quite work out. All we got to do here is mark the one run in behind. You see here, we got a Dharma using that second man press as well. And we do win the ball back using that. Get the ball out to our wing backs once again. They're a really valuable tool, wing backs, in this game, because you don't have a lot of time or space on this game. So having that 5 back, one of the reasons it makes it so good is it's just giving you that little bit of extra support when building up out wide. We will use a driven pass, triggering Frimpong on that run again. Tried to actually trigger him to come back there and nothing happened, which is typical FC25. Here, queuing up a sprint boost. Nothing really on. We'll find the driven pass to Van Basten. Just going to wait for the overlap of Frimpong here. Really, really well timed. Looking for that cutback now, and that is unlucky. You can see at a high level on this game, very cagey. I think a lot of the skill gap is actually just being able to keep your head, because it's very frustrating to play this game against anyone who's even remotely half decent, because the meta is just, it's just not fun, you know, to play. So that's why, you know, in foot champs and stuff, very much a marathon, not a sprint. It's about keeping your head. There's a lot of people that have the ability, you know, to get high ranks, but the reason they don't is because it's the mentality side that lets them down. The moment you start being rash and getting frustrated is the moment, you know, your champs record is just going to take a hit. But okay, offside trapping. Raise the line, just nice and high, marking the through ball in behind here. Really, really good ball from Adama. I don't know how he's playing a Xavi-esque pass, but it is what it is. We're going to move the keeper from the corner. Didn't come out quick enough. Theo wins the header, luckily. And then from here, taking our time, L1 sprint boost. Didn't really come off. We sort of recycle possession in the end. We'll play the ball into the middle of the pitch. And we're triggering the run for Frimpong again. We find that ball over. You can see how valuable it is, you know, just having these wing backs. And I don't know why Frimpong felt so slow there. That was really weird. Taking our time here. Driven past to Adeyemi. Didn't quite work out. You know, when you're playing against Van Dijk, guy's just an absolute brick wall, isn't he? You cannot get past the guy. We'll play the ball out wide once again. Frimpong looking a bit quicker this time. Looking to cut the ball back. Shielding it with one Matty, and I don't know what's going on. This is just a really weird game of FC, to be honest. But here, you know, it's about marking the run in behind again. We'll step in with Gravenberch, recycle back to the goalkeeper, and that is one of the most dead halves of FC I think you're ever going to see in your life. But a lot of the fundamentals are in there. You can see, I think the thing on this game is you just can't help sometimes but give away these easy turnovers. So it looks like you've done something stupid. Like on previous years, you at a high level, you'd never give the ball away sloppy. This year, it just seems almost unavoidable. So that's something where the mentality again kicks in, because things happen on this game that make you feel like an idiot, but it's actually, no, it's just FC25. Here again, looking to play the ball out to our wing back. We do cut the ball back into the middle, gets blocked. We have the throw in. Here, I'm going to try something. Baiting him in. And we do find Van Basten shielding it off the first touch. Driven pass into the middle. Really nice player lock now. All the way back to Adeyemi. And that is a beautiful goal. You can see there the value of the player lock. Absolutely slicing our opponent open. Got to stay switched on. Mark the through balls. We will spam an offside trap there. And as you can see, we step in. Priority again, trying not to lose the ball. Adama Traore tackling through us. As soon as someone cranks the press up on this game, it just becomes an absolute nightmare to play. I use my radar there, see Frimpong making the run. We will head the ball back into safety. We win the ball again, luckily. And I'm going to look for another player lock here. We'll actually bait it this time, run all the way in, looking for that cutback. And just like that, it is 2-0. So you can see, it's weird FC25, because really in the pattern of play, not a lot changed. We didn't change anything tactically or anything like that. It went from a complete stalemate to we're somehow now 2-0 up, and it's about managing the game. Got to be careful here. He's going to try and cut the ball back inside. He does. We kept our keeper in position. Trying to move the keeper out from the corner again here, and it works. You have to do that instantly. There's the corner that people do, where they just instantly take the kick, and it is a nightmare to defend. You've got to instantly be moving your keeper on this game from any corner situation. Triggering Theo Hernandez on a run. We do find him. Awful L1 sprint boost there, and it's put us in a lot of trouble. We've got to mark the middle of the pitch here. I'm just staying with Lewandowski, and then we are able to get over and recover from Adama as well. Trigger my player short there just before I won the header, and then we will play the ball out wide. This guy's pressing like crazy now, so it's about managing the game and just being careful. You don't want to give anything sloppy away. R1 dribble in there, and again we will recycle the ball. Horrific to watch, guys, I know, but I want you guys to win. So that is what we're going for here. As horrible as FC 25 at a high level can be to watch, you know, you have to do what you have to do, sadly. I don't know what has happened to him there, but we'll absolutely take it. He's choked his chance. Calling my player short with R1. We'll just dink the ball over to him and win the header. It's really beneficial to have tall players in the midfield because you're able to do what I just did with Gravenberch, where you can just flick the ball in almost aimlessly and just expect to sort of win the header. Got to be careful there. Looking to mark that cutback. Bring the keeper out really quick, which is another super important thing on this game, because on this game, keepers, when they're rushing out, are like grossly overpowered. So if you can get your keeper moving out early, as long as it's in the right situation, that's going to bail you out a lot as well. We'll use the player lock here as a decoy. Trying to keep the ball, but it's almost, you know, it's nigh on impossible against this press at times. Nothing really on here. We get super lucky there. Van Basten is going to make that run in behind. We do have a potential chance. Should have perhaps run it in a little bit more. We are winning here, so there's no need for me to be whipping the corner in and, you know, risking a potential counter-attack. We will take our time with this. Trigger Gravenberch on the run. Try and win the flick on header. We're using the shielding feature with L2. Get unfortunate. And now it's about marking that run in behind again. He's got Lewandowski making it. I'm switching to Van Dijk. We're going to use an offside trap again, just to raise the line. And there you go. That's the benefit of doing that. Again, taking our time, making sure that we're not giving anything easy away at this point. The last thing you want to do is give your opponent a little bit of hope. You know, that confidence booster of getting the goal back is sometimes all they need. We'll flick the ball into the middle here with Virgil. He's pressing like an absolute madman right now. Very difficult to deal with. Again, that's one there where it makes me look like an idiot, but realistically, it's just because he's pressing like absolute crazy. L1 sprint boost there with Theo. Nothing on, so we will recycle the ball. Driven pass out to Virgil. Another driven pass. Triggering Frimpong on the run. We will play it over the top just because it may work. You see there, just weird things happen on this game. You can just get lucky and the ball bounce back to you. Not really the way I'd ever teach playing, but it's just the reality of FC 25. That was a really nice driven pass, but we got unfortunate. And at this point, you know, we should never ever be giving up the win now. Mark this through ball. He's always going to try and cut inside here. Adama Traore is crazy, by the way. Guy is an absolute unit. Take our time once again. We'll go all the way back to the keeper. Using the mini-map again to see who's free. Fire the ball over to Theo. A little dinked header into the midfield. And then from here, an L1 sprint boost. And that is going to be GG's. We'll see if we can get a third goal, just for the cherry on top. Little player lock. L1 sprint boost with Adeyemi. Beautiful player lock. Van Basten. And our opponent moves the keeper very, very well. Potential opportunity still. Went for the step overs with Adeyemi. Didn't quite work. However, we should be plain sailing now. That is going to be the end of the video, guys. I hope that you learned something from this. If you have any questions for me or anything like that, please do let me know, because I'm always here to try and help you guys out. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hope you enjoyed, and peace.